Hey, welcome here or welcome back. I'm going to show you how I made these super cool piñata cookie sickles or cookie pops, whichever one you want to call it. To start, make sure you bake 2 cookies of each shape. Okay, let's dive in. We're going to start with the pumpkin cookie. We do the top cookie first so we can give it time to dry before attaching it to the other cookie. To start, I put a bit of white icing as a base. I let it crust, then paint it yellow. I know I could have just used yellow icing, but to me, this gives it a bit more of a glowing effect. So now we outline the eyes and the mouth. Feel free to get creative here. I kept it pretty simple. Next, we outline the different sections of the pumpkin's body. Fill in the middle first. Let that area crust over. Then fill in the 2 sides. Use a thicker consistency brown icing to make the stem and a thick green consistency icing to make the leaves. Here I'm using a Wilton Tip 67. I will make sure to list all the materials in the description below. Next, we're going to do the ghost. This one's pretty easy. Flood the entire cookie with white icing, then add black sprinkles for the eyes and a flat black sprinkle for the mouth. If you're wondering why I moved on to the next character before showing you how I attach everything, well, that's because it's best to get all the top cookies done first, then attach them together, like an assembly line. Third, we have the skeleton cookie, another easy one. I put black royal icing as a base for its eyes. Then we outline the eyes in white royal icing. I freehanded them because I wanted it to be different sizes for that whole silly effect. Now, flood the rest of the cookie. Once it's crusted over, we can make the mouth. Draw a curved line with thick black royal icing. Then make short straight lines all across that one line to make its mouth. The skeleton is done for now. Dot dot dot. Fourth, we have the Frankenstein slash zombie cookie. We had a debate about who he looked more like in the house, so you guys can decide and tell me in the comments or something. Okay, again, we start with the black royal icing as a base. Then we outline his eyes and mouth. This is also free-handed. Remember, we're not going for perfection. He's a silly zombie or monster. So the imperfections are exactly what we want. Fill in the rest of the face. Let it dry. Then we do his hair. I use a flood consistency icing for this. I just did a zigzag motion from one side of his head to the other side of his head, then filled in the rest of the area with black. Now let's give him some scars. I didn't feel like making eyeballs, so I used these sprinkles. As you can see, the scar by his eye wasn't planned, but a nice way to clean up a little mistake. Okay, you would think we would get to the attachment process here, but nope. Someone in my house said they're tired of seeing skeletons. How dare them, right? But they suggested a mummy, so let's wrap up this skeleton. All puns intended. So, okay, so I use royal icing as a glue to add some monster eyes. Once they're dried, it's time to add the bandages. I use thick consistency white icing with Wilton tip 47 and got to work. Just laying strips in different directions. Make sure to scrape the edges. Make sure to get in between the eyes because, well, that's how they look in a cartoon. And if you have time, brush it with a little black or brown dust. I wish I had done that. But anyway, let's move on to the important part. Finally, the attachment. Using an ordinary popsicle stick, I used an acrylic stick. They're super popular right now, and I got mine from Nancy, the owner of Love of Pastries. She makes all types of acrylics. I'll be sure to tag her below. Okay, back to the attachment process. We're going to take the second cookie, which will be the back of the sandwich. We use a thick consistency icing to put a blot where we want the acrylic stick to go. Then squeeze a layer over the stick. Let it dry, then take the same icing with a Wilton number 3 tip and outline the cookie. We have to move quick before the icing crusts, so add your filling. Here, I add buttercream and sprinkles. Put the top cookie on, let it dry. Now, there's another way to do this. Just outline the cookie with the same thick icing. Here you see me squeezing out every little bit. Waste not, want not, right? Okay, now add your sprinkles. I probably added a bit too much here, but team too much. Place the stick where you would like it to go. And make sure to use enough icing so that way the stick won't have any wiggle room. Then put the top layer on the cookie. Let this dry. But I do have to warn you, sometimes with this method, some of the smaller sprinkles do fall out. Now we're done. Sorry about the angles here. I forgot to turn the camera. These would be great for a Halloween party for kids, a You've Been Booed surprise, to sell at a pre-sale pop-up. I hope you enjoyed. If you make these, please tag me because I really would love to see it. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Until next time, peace.